And here comes the royal couple into Leicester Square. A fabulously warm evening, almost overpowering. And there they are, the Prince and Princess of Wales.
What a
first they're meeting the Lord Mayor and Lady Mayoress, Councillor Kevin Gardner and the Baroness Gardner.
What a beautiful dress the Princess has on. Quite lovely.
And now they're meeting Jim Gardner and Peter Smith from the Prince's Trust, the charity.
Oh, that's my old friend Q, Desmond Llewellyn, who's now explaining about the Aston Martin car to them. Isn't that smashing?
It'll be of great interest to the Prince, of course, because he has an Aston Martin himself. And now they're moving across the square. Tremendous support from the crowd. Great reception they're getting. And I can tell you there are hundreds and thousands, in fact, in the square. And they're going off to a great horde of balloons, which are going to be released into the sky by Prince Charles. This is to fundraise for his charity, the Prince's Trust. People have been buying the balloons at £1 a time, and after they're released, the one that travels furthest wins a prize, not only the person who bought that balloon in the first place, but also for the person who finds the balloon. I wonder how far those will go as they travel up into the balmy evening air of Leicester Square. The temperature in mid-afternoon certainly was in the 80s. I don't think it was much less in the early evening either.
Oh, Princess Diana has such a beautiful dress. It's of white organza and decorated with braided gold and white satin peplums. I understand she's worn it before, but she looks quite lovely in it.
And now they're meeting the manager of the Odeon, Mr. Alan Harris Quelch, and in they go into the cinema. And up the stairs, there's Timothy Dalton, 007, waiting, and his co-star Mariam Darbo beside him. Up the stairs they come, and Prince Charles about to meet Cubby Broccoli, co-producer of the film. And there's Michael Wilson, co-producer, and he'll be leading the Princess along the lineup. And John Glenn, who's the director, talking there to the Prince of Wales. I think you've been in a few lineups like this in your time.
Oh, only once. Only once after Octopussy when I met the Prince.
And there's Alec Mills, who's the director of photography on the film. I think that's quite an experience.
I might say that Michael Wilson is also the co-writer along with this gentleman.
Richard Mayburn. I think the Prince and Princess are great Bond fans, as you gathered earlier. They visited Pinewood, where much of the film is made. Thoroughly enjoyed themselves. Julie T. Wallace there, meeting Prince Charles. Also well known for her performance in The She-Devil on television. And in this particular film, The Living Daylights, she near smothered a gentleman with her ample bosom. Thought you'd laugh there, Lois. Now, Prince Charles is meeting Thomas Wheatley, who is an agent on Bond's side in Bratislava.
No, don't make me look.
Prince Charles is remarkably witty. He is simply a delightful gentleman. I've met him on 2 occasions. The last occasion was at a polo match, and he came over and ducked under the tent and said, "Oh, Miss Moneypenny, we really must stop meeting like this." Lovely.
And there's the Prince talking to Art Malik, who we've heard from earlier. And he's feeling the heat. It's incredibly warm, I can tell you, in this part of the cinema.
And there's
Jeffrey Keane.
my old friend Jeffrey Keane, who is the minister and has been in about 6 Bond films. Charming man.
It's quite an experience seeing all these famous Bond faces all in the same room together. And now the Princess is also meeting Art Malik. Very familiar face on British television because of The Jewel in the Crown and the film, of course, Passage to India.
What, you gonna go home?
Now, this is the new Miss Moneypenny. I can't help feeling a tinge of jealousy. But she is a lovely young girl and very pretty, and does a splendid job.
And there's Robert Brown, M. Another very well-known face from the Bond films. That's Caroline Bliss again, the new Moneypenny, talking to the Princess. How different she looks from the clips we've seen this evening, when she has her hair pulled back and wears the glasses. And I think you'd be troubled if you didn't know to recognise her instantly from her appearance in The Living Daylights.
I don't know why they did that to her, why they made her wear glasses, and she had this really peculiar hairdo in the first scene.
There's Robert Brown again, M.
He looks splendid in the first scene of this Living Daylights.
There's a row of villains, including Pushkin, John Rhys Davies, who talks with a heavily continental accent in the film. And in fact, he's talking with a beautiful musical Welsh accent in the foyer here tonight. And Joe Don Baker, another villain in the film. Wasn't too pleased when you said he always played villainous parts.
No, he wasn't at all pleased. I wanted to call him an attractive Texan, but I decided not to.
John Rhys Davies, now with the Princess. And Walter Gotell, who plays Gogol, the Russian chief. Jerome Krabbe, who Lois was talking to earlier.
Delightful man, great sense of humor, great charm.
A tremendously popular figure in his native Holland. And Mariam Darbo preparing to meet the Prince. You can see Timothy Dalton in the background. I think he was quite nervous about the whole thing tonight. And doesn't the Princess look absolutely charming? It's Mariam Darbo, who, as you will have gathered earlier, had to learn to look convincing playing the cello for this part. And Timothy Dalton, the new 007, James Bond, ex-naval officer, owner of Aston Martin, meets Prince Charles, ex-naval officer, owner of Aston Martin.
I'd like to say that
There's Q in the background. So.
He has a very odd haircut tonight. His hair and...
It certainly looks different, I agree, from the film itself, doesn't it?
Mm.
Princess now herself meeting Timothy Dalton. And that is your new James Bond. Now he was terribly concerned about the reaction that he would get as the new Bond. He'll soon find out. From now onwards, the world will tell him what they think, no doubt. And now it's presentation time. there's Heather Banter, who is Cubby Broccoli's granddaughter, giving a bouquet to the princess. What a fantastic moment that must be for her. And Greg Wilson, who's the son of Michael Wilson, co-producer.